What if I told you that the ancient philosophy of Stoicism holds the key to modern-day flirting, that the same principles used by Marcus Aurelius to lead an empire could help you master the art of connection, attraction, and charm? It might sound counterintuitive. After all, Stoicism is often associated with emotional restraint and discipline, not romance. But here's the twist. The qualities women find irresistible, confidence, presence, and authenticity, are deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, to act with intention, and to remain unshaken by external outcomes. These principles, when applied to flirting, create a foundation of genuine connection that goes beyond superficial tactics or games. Let's dive into 7 flirting tactics women love, guided by the wisdom of the Stoics. These aren't just tips, they're a way of thinking, a way of being that will transform how you approach relationships and interactions. Imagine a world where flirting isn't about manipulation or playing hard to get, but about creating moments of genuine connection that leave both people feeling seen, valued, and understood. That's the power of Stoic flirting. It's about aligning your actions with your values, about being the kind of person who attracts others not through tricks or gimmicks, but through the quiet strength of your character. It's about understanding that the most attractive thing you can offer is your authentic self, and that when you show up with presence, confidence, and emotional resilience, the rest tends to fall into place. Master the art of presence. Imagine this. You're at a party and you strike up a conversation with someone. Instead of scanning the room or checking your phone, you're fully there, listening, engaging, and making her feel like the only person in the room. This is the power of presence, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed in focusing on the moment, not dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. When you're fully present, you exude a quiet confidence that's magnetic. Women notice when you're genuinely engaged, and it sets you apart from the crowd. Think about it. How often do people truly listen these days? Most conversations are filled with distractions, half-hearted responses, and a constant pull toward the next thing. But when you give someone your undivided attention, it's rare and refreshing. It communicates that you value them, that you're interested in what they have to say, and that you're someone who can be fully in the moment. This kind of presence isn't just about listening. It's about being attuned to her body language, her tone, and the subtle cues that reveal how she's feeling. It's about creating a space where she feels seen and heard. So put away distractions, make eye contact, and let the conversation flow naturally. Your presence alone can be the most compelling form of flirting. It's not about trying to impress her with grand gestures or witty one-liners. It's about showing up as your authentic self and allowing the connection to unfold organically. When you're present, you're not just flirting, you're building a foundation of trust and mutual respect. Presence also means being aware of your own energy and how it affects the interaction. Are you calm and grounded, or are you anxious and scattered? The Stoics believed in cultivating inner peace, and that inner peace radiates outward, creating a sense of calm and stability that others are drawn to. When you're fully present, you're able to respond to the moment with clarity and intention, rather than reacting out of habit or insecurity. This kind of mindful engagement is incredibly attractive because it shows that you're someone who can handle the complexities of human interaction with grace and ease. 2. Cultivate emotional independence. Stoicism teaches us to control what we can and let go of what we can't. In the context of flirting, this means approaching interactions without desperation or neediness. Women are drawn to men who are emotionally independent, men who don't rely on external validation to feel good about themselves. When you're secure in who you are, it shows. You're not trying too hard to impress or win her over. You're simply enjoying the interaction. For what it is. This kind of self-assuredness is incredibly attractive. Think about the opposite. Someone who's overly eager, constantly seeking approval, or bending over backward to please. It comes across as insecure and, frankly, exhausting. Emotional independence, on the other hand, communicates that you're comfortable in your own skin, that you don't need someone else to complete you. This doesn't mean you're cold or detached. It means you're grounded. You're able to enjoy the moment without placing undue pressure on the outcome. It's about being confident enough to walk away if the connection isn't mutual, and secure enough to stay engaged if it is. Remember, you're not there to prove your worth. You're there to connect, and that mindset alone can make all the difference. Emotional independence also means you're not easily rattled by setbacks or rejection. You understand that not every interaction will lead to a deeper connection, and that's okay. You're able to take things in stride, learn from the experience, and move forward with grace. This kind of resilience is not only attractive but also empowering, both for you and for the person you're interacting with. Emotional independence is about knowing your value and not letting external circumstances dictate your self-worth. It's about being able to enjoy the process of getting to know someone without becoming overly attached to the outcome. When you're emotionally independent, you're able to approach flirting with a sense of curiosity and openness rather than fear or desperation. This creates a dynamic that's light, fun, and enjoyable for both parties, and it's a key ingredient in building a connection that feels natural and authentic. Use subtle, intentional compliments. The Stoics were masters of precision, and this applies to flirting as well. Instead of showering her with generic compliments, focus on something specific and genuine. Maybe it's the way she lights up when she talks about her passion, or the unique way she phrases her thoughts. A well-placed, thoughtful compliment shows that you're paying attention and that you value her for who she truly is. It's not about flattery, it's about appreciation. And when it's done right, it creates a moment of connection that feels authentic and meaningful. Let's break this down further. A generic compliment like, "You're beautiful," is nice, but it's surface level. It doesn't tell her anything about what you've noticed or why you're drawn to her. On the other hand, a specific compliment like, "I love how passionate you are about your work." It's inspiring to see someone so dedicated, shows that you've been listening and that you appreciate something deeper than just her appearance. It's personal, it's thoughtful, and it's memorable. The key is to be sincere. If you're just throwing out compliments for the sake of it, she'll see right through it. But if you're genuinely impressed by something about her, let her know. It's a small gesture, but it can have a big impact. Compliments are most effective when they're unexpected and tied to something unique about her. For example, instead of saying, "You have a great smile," you might say, "Your smile has this way of lighting up the room. It's contagious." This kind of compliment not only makes her feel good, but also shows that you're paying attention to the little things that make her special. It's a subtle way of saying, "I see you and I appreciate you for who you are." Compliments are also most powerful when they're tied to her actions or character rather than just her appearance. For example, instead of saying, "You look amazing," you might say, "You have such a confident presence. It's really captivating." This kind of compliment shows that you're noticing her energy and how she carries herself, which is often more meaningful than a comment on her physical appearance. The key is to be genuine and specific, and to focus on qualities that reflect her true self, rather than just surface-level attributes. 4. Embrace vulnerability with strength. Here's a paradox. Vulnerability is one of the most powerful tools in flirting, but it requires strength to wield it effectively. The Stoics believed in facing challenges with courage, and that includes the challenge of being open and honest. When you're willing to share a piece of yourself, whether it's a personal story, a quirky habit, or even admitting you're a little nervous, it humanizes you. It shows that you're confident enough to be real. And that's incredibly appealing. Vulnerability, when paired with emotional resilience, creates a depth of connection that superficial charm can't match. Let's explore this further. Vulnerability isn't about oversharing or dumping your emotional baggage on someone. It's about letting your guard down just enough to show that you're human. Maybe you share a funny story about a time you embarrassed yourself, or you admit that you're not great at small talk, but you're really enjoying this conversation. These moments of honesty create a sense of intimacy and trust. They show that you're not trying to be perfect, and that gives her permission to be herself too. It's a delicate balance, being vulnerable without being needy, being open without oversharing, but when you get it right, it's incredibly powerful. Vulnerability also means being willing to take risks. It's about putting yourself out there, even if it means facing rejection. The Stoics understood that growth comes from discomfort, and that includes the discomfort of being vulnerable. When you're willing to take that risk, it shows that you're confident in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. And that's a quality that women find deeply attractive. Vulnerability is about showing your humanity, but it's also about maintaining your strength and self-respect. It's about being open and honest, but not at the expense of your own boundaries or self-worth. When you're able to strike this balance, it creates a dynamic that's both authentic and empowering. And it's a key ingredient in building a connection that feels real and meaningful. Practice the power of silence. In a world filled with noise, silence is a rare and powerful tool. The Stoics understood the value of listening and observing, and this is especially true in flirting. Instead of filling every pause with chatter, let the silence breathe. It creates tension, curiosity, and intrigue. When you're comfortable with silence, it signals confidence and self-assurance. It also gives her space to contribute to the conversation, making the interaction more balanced and engaging. Sometimes, what you don't say can be just as impactful as what you do. Let's dig deeper into this. Silence can feel uncomfortable, especially in a flirting context where there's often pressure to keep the conversation flowing. But silence isn't empty, it's full of potential. It's a moment to let things settle, to let her process what's been said, and to give her the opportunity to take the lead. It's also a chance for you to observe her reactions, to read her body language, and to gauge her interest. When you're comfortable with silence, it shows that you're not desperate to fill the space, that you're confident enough to let things unfold naturally. And that's incredibly attractive. Silence can also be a powerful tool for creating intimacy. When you're comfortable sitting in silence with someone, it creates a sense of closeness and connection that words can't always capture. It's a way of saying, I'm here with you and I'm okay with just being. This kind of quiet confidence is rare, and it's something that women find deeply appealing. Silence is also a way of showing that you're comfortable with yourself, that you don't need constant validation or reassurance. It's a way of demonstrating that you're secure in who you are and that you're able to enjoy the moment without needing to fill it with noise. This kind of self-assuredness is incredibly attractive because it shows that you're someone who can handle the complexities of human interaction with ease and grace. 6. Lead with purpose and direction. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living with intention, and this applies to flirting as well. Women are drawn to men who have a sense of purpose, not in a grandiose way, but in the way they carry themselves and make decisions. Whether it's suggesting a specific activity, steering the conversation toward a meaningful topic, or simply taking the lead in a confident yet respectful manner, purposefulness is attractive. It shows that you're someone who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it. And when that purpose includes making her feel valued and respected, it creates a dynamic that's both exciting and comforting. Let's unpack this further. Purpose doesn't mean being controlling or domineering. It means being clear about your intentions and taking initiative. For example, instead of saying, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" you might say, "There's a great coffee shop nearby. Let's grab a drink and keep talking." It's a small shift, but it communicates confidence and decisiveness. It shows that you're someone who can take charge without being overbearing. And when you combine that with a genuine interest in her preferences and comfort, it creates a balance that's both attractive and reassuring. Leading with purpose also means being intentional about the kind of connection you want to create. It's about setting the tone for the interaction and guiding it in a way that feels natural and enjoyable for both of you. When you're able to do this with confidence and respect, it creates a sense of ease and trust that's incredibly appealing. Purposefulness is about knowing what you want and being able to communicate that in a way that's clear and respectful. It's about being able to take the lead without being pushy or aggressive, and about being able to create a dynamic that feels balanced and mutually enjoyable. When you're able to do this, it shows that you're someone who's confident, capable, and considerate, and that's a combination that's hard to resist. Stay unshakable in the face of rejection. Here's the hard truth. Not every interaction will go the way you want, and that's okay. The Stoics believed that rejection and failure are part of life, and they should be met with equanimity. When you're flirting, it's essential to detach from the outcome. If she's not interested, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's simply a mismatch of energy or timing. By staying unshakable, you demonstrate emotional maturity and resilience, qualities that are inherently attractive. Plus, it frees you up to move on and connect with someone who is genuinely interested. Rejection isn't the end. It's just a step in the process. Let's explore this further. Rejection can sting, especially if you've put yourself out there and allowed yourself to be vulnerable. But the Stoic approach is to view rejection as feedback, not failure. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to refine your approach. Maybe the timing wasn't right, or maybe you two just weren't a good match. Either way, it's not a judgment on your worth as a person. When you can handle rejection with grace and resilience, it shows that you're secure in yourself, that you don't need external validation to feel good about who you are. And that's a quality that women find deeply attractive. Rejection is also a reminder that not every connection is meant to be, and that's okay. It's about finding the right fit, not forcing something that isn't there. When you're able to approach rejection with this mindset, it takes the pressure off and allows you to enjoy the process of connecting with others. It's a way of saying, "I'm okay with whatever happens because I know my worth isn't tied to the outcome." Rejection is also an opportunity to practice self-compassion and self-reflection. It's a chance to ask yourself what you can learn from the experience and how you can grow as a person. When you're able to approach rejection with this kind of mindset, it transforms it from a painful experience into a valuable opportunity for growth. And that's a perspective that's not only empowering, but also deeply attractive. Conclusion. The Stoic flirting at its core is about connection. It's about showing up as your best self and creating moments of genuine interaction. The Stoic approach to flirting isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about cultivating qualities that make you naturally attractive: presence, confidence, authenticity, and emotional resilience. When you embrace these principles, you're not just flirting. You're building meaningful connections that have the potential to grow into something deeper. So, the next time you find yourself in a flirting situation, remember the Stoics. Be present, be intentional, and above all, be yourself, because the most irresistible thing you can offer is the real you. And here's a thought to leave you with. What if the key to flirting isn't about trying to impress someone else, but about becoming the kind of person you'd want to be with? What if the ultimate goal isn't to win someone over, but to grow into the best version of yourself, someone who's confident, grounded, and capable of deep, meaningful connections? Food for thought, isn't it? The Stoic approach to flirting isn't just about attracting others. It's about becoming the kind of person who attracts the right kind of connections. It's about creating a life that's rich with meaning, purpose, and authentic relationships. And that's a goal worth striving for. When you approach flirting with this mindset, it transforms it from a game of chance into a journey of self-discovery and growth. It's about becoming the kind of person who not only attracts others, but also enriches their lives. And that's a goal that's both deeply fulfilling and deeply attractive.